Oh my god. Hi guys, welcome back for some more Goosebumps, and as we said yesterday, this is a special one. Show a couple of copies here. And this is one we were actually kind of a little bit worried about, you can almost say, because both of us remembered loving this one as a kid.
This is my favorite.
But that's, 2 decades ago, so it's like, would we still love it? And I went into it being like, I want to keep that memory alive. I want to still really like it.
Yeah.
And I think it lived up to it.
I think it did too.
It's Beast from the East.
The Beast from the East. This is number 43. These new covers don't have.
Oh, that's right.
Numbers.
Oh, they don't. I remember.
Which I think is super weird, and it's.
But the good old
super
covers
hard.
do.
Of course they do. Every beast for himself. Ginger Wald and her identical twin brothers Nat and Pat. What kind of parents do that? Are lost in the woods. No problem. After all, Ginger did go to that stupid nature camp. Still, there's something odd about this part of the woods. The grass is yellow, the bushes are purple, and the trees are like skyscrapers. Then Ginger and her brothers meet the beasts. They're big, blue, furry creatures, and they want to play a game. But in this game, the winners get to live, and the losers get eaten.
And this lives up to the memory.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
it was fun and exciting, and just had
so
enough
good.
tension
Yes.
and fright that it worked. It wasn't like a straight up horror. It was just it was suspense and tension, more of like a exciting run around thriller. You felt the speed of the game.
Yeah, it was great, and I love the beasts.
Yeah.
The beasts were awesome. They're so funny.
They're funny and they're fleshed out. You can tell
they're
the
really
personalities of each different one and all the different rules of the game and things like that. And it was so well thought out and it was so much fun. And this is one that could have worked as an old Twilight Zone episode, or I thought the perfect this would have been perfect as an 80s Jim Henson and Frank Oz team up to do the creatures and things like that. That could have been done so good, so amazing. And you just get Bowie to sing the theme song, it was in the 80s. Bowie Bulge. But yeah, I just thought about that that. I don't know why while reading this I thought of that. Just would have been perfect.
Well, it does have a Dr. Seussy cover, which I always liked. It was very
creepy.
It's sci-fi but fantasy, but
it's pure fun. I
it's
love
just
this
so
one.
much fun. I love
This,
it.
we're already at number 43 out of 62 in the original. My first ever 10 out of 10.
Yeah, my 10 out of 10.
Your 10 out of 10 too?
Really,
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, first 10
excited.
out of 10.
I love this.
Yeah. More than 2/3 of the way through.
I would
first
read
10
this
out of 10.
just by itself. It stands up without being a Goosebumps book.
Yeah, even as an adult, it's
entertaining.
Entertaining enough that it's a good short story. It's
It
something
really is.
it's something I would have read in the old Isaac Asimov, the old different sci-fi magazines.
Yeah,
It just had collections of short stories.
Some of these are kiddish.
Yes.
Some of these are definitely for kids.
Yes.
But as an adult, I enjoy this just as much.
Yes, this is just a child's reading level, but it's not necessarily just a child's story.
Yeah, because you do get more out of it as an adult.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely just a good distinction to make, is that even though all of these are meant for children, and we're reviewing them because they're a childhood memory, there are a few that I think still hold up to where if you have a free hour, there are a couple that are still entertaining as an adult.
It only takes an hour or less.
Yeah, they take an hour or less depending on
the
the
margins
book.
are huge.
Yeah.
The font is
so
huge.
This is one that even as an adult, it's okay, this is still pretty fun actually. It's an enjoyable little hour of your time. Yeah.
Read this.
So this was a lot of fun. A perfect 10 out of 10. The first one. So
excited.
And then move on to one that wasn't quite as good. Another one of those a lot of the ones that have sequels and things.
We have Say Cheese and Die again, because Say Cheese and Die once wasn't enough. Number 44, Picture Perfect Nightmare. Sourball, that's what Greg calls his English teacher, Mr. Sour. He's a real grouch. And now he just gave Greg a big fat F on his oral report. He didn't believe Greg's story about the camera Greg found last summer. Remember that? About the pictures it took? About the evil things that happened? Poor Greg. He just wanted to prove old Sourball wrong. But now that he's dug up that camera, bad things are happening. Really bad things. Just like the first time. No shit.
I think that was on purpose.
What?
On the blog. Old Sourballs give him a big fat F in his oral report.
Yeah.
Do you think that was joke on purpose?
I really think, because R.L. Stein does that a lot.
There are a couple little dirty
The Bad Hair
jokes.
Day, he talks about red balls, and I think he does that. He does that
I
once
just
in a
thought
while.
it. But yeah, the only thing I wrote down for this one what literally, because I usually have little notes in the margins, and you do too. I said, better than the first, but not much better. That's the only thing I wrote for this one. And I teetered between a 6 and a 7, so like I wrote a 7, but like 6.5.
I gave it a 7, but it's not like a solid 7.
Yeah.
I had such a problem with this. And my biggest problem with this, one of many.
Is it animal related?
No, it's not animal related. It's not animal related at all. It's because at the very end of the first one, they put the camera back in the house. Spoilers. And the bad children from the neighborhood come and they take the camera at the very end. But in this one, the camera is right like where it should be. It's in the dumpster. But
to be honest, I barely remember the ending of the first one. But that's what's weird about these two. Like, I feel like, especially the first one, there's some of the most iconic covers that I remember from my childhood.
Yeah, this is like...
And, like, if you would tell, like, you know, even just a few years ago, before we started rereading these, you would tell me to, like, name off 10 Goosebumps books. That'd probably be one of the first 10 I'd mention. It's the first Say Cheese and Die. This is one of those,
and it's so weird, because these pictures,
like,
especially the picture of the barbecue,
yeah.
like, that's a dream that he has in the first one, but these pictures have nothing to do with what's happening. Like, it's just weird, because a lot of the pictures are very reminiscent of what's actually happening, of an important part of the story, which it should be. But this does not. I also had a problem with, again, it's kind of like Monster Blood. Like, this kid has been traumatized. This kid has nightmares.
Yeah.
He has, like, emotional scarring for life. What do you do? What's the first thing you do? You write a story, a true story for school that you know no one's going to believe.
Yeah.
Like...
It's weird. Some of the ones that I would think of as the most iconic, like when you say Goosebumps, I think like, you know, Say Cheese and Die, you know, like Night of the Living Dummy, Monster Ball. Like, those are some ones you think of. And so far, I don't really like any of them. It's weird. And I always try and think back. Do I remember disliking them as a kid? And I remember not really liking the Monster Blood or the Dummy series very much as a kid, but I actually remember liking those as a kid. I don't remember much about them, but I do remember enjoying them as a kid. But I think they just fall apart now, and it's hard for me to like think of them. You know, because I don't remember enough as a kid reading it to understand why I like this.
They were so short that I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really didn't read a whole lot of them just because my reading level, I was reading like Robert Jordan at the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't understand again with the sequels. Like, let's get this horrible thing out of where we hit it because it was so horrible, and let's do it again. Like, let's go through that again.
Doesn't work. But then we'll end today on a good note, at least.
Yes.
So we have Ghost Camp. The joke's on them. Harry and his brother Alex are dying to fit in at Camp Spirit Moon, but the camp has so many weird traditions, like the goofy camp salute, the odd camp greeting, and the way the old campers have to play jokes on the new campers. Then the jokes start to get really serious, really creepy, really scary. First, a girl sticks her arm into the campfire, then a boy jams a pole through his foot. Still, they're just jokes, right?
Wrong.
And yet again, he does one in a camp setting, and yet again, it's freaking brilliant. Like, I don't know, like, I love all the camp ones. They've done so well.
This was a great campfire story.
Yeah, it fits it perfectly. Like,
this would be a great story to tell around the campfire.
Mm-hmm. Like, I could picture a bunch of Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, or like a summer camp or something, and just like sit down and you know the counselor like reads this story. Like, it works so well. It was the atmosphere was great for it. Like, I gave this one a 9 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic.
I gave it a 7.5. There were some problems.
I don't have
what
told problems.
Look at the cover.
Oh, the cover.
Look at the cover.
You harp on that so much more than I do. How the uniforms are supposed to be white.
White.
They're like orange and brown.
But I love the cover of this. I love the colors on the cover.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like about Goosebumps books. Sometimes they use the same color palette. And I really like the different
ones. The orange
and
and brown one.
I like that a lot. So, I really like that.
I love this one. Like I thought it was so much fun. It's another one where there was enough like frightening elements to it that make it kind of like scary for a kid, but it wasn't like overboard. It was just kind of like spooky rather than frightening. And I think that works really well for a lot of the camp ones.
I really thought the campers would have tried to be normal a little bit harder.
But, you know, some of them, you don't know how long some of them have been there, really. Like, overall. Like,
I don't think it's been that long.
No. But anyway, I thought that was a great one.
But it was a really good one.
Yeah. So another good camp one, and, you know, another Beast from the East. I'm so happy that stood up to, you know, scrutinization as an adult.
And we had to wait so long to get to it.
Yeah, so far into it. But, yeah, some more great ones. And then tomorrow we're going to move on. We're now well over 2/3 of the way through. And tomorrow we're going to learn how to kill a monster.